Hello. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, students. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Are you able to hear me? All the students, please.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will wait for 1 minute only and I will immediately start the session. So then whoever is joining, they may join the late because this schedule is for 45 minutes and immediately after that it will be interrupted. Okay. So I'm very sorry for a 2 minute late because I had some other meetings which was prolonged. Okay.
No
So
problem, ma'am.
I hope, should we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so students, I'm unmuting you so that I will start continuous session. And after this, I will give you, after the last of the session, I will give you 5 to 10 minutes or 5 minutes so that we will discuss on your doubts. Okay. So, and
Yes,
please
ma'am.
tell me if the first I will unmute you if Arnav or
Yes,
whoever,
ma'am.
you just check it out. If you won't see the share screen, then you immediately inform me. I won't unmute
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Sure.
Excluding you, I will unmute everybody. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So let's start. I'm sharing this screen. Is it visible?
No,
Yes.
ma'am. Not yet.
No.
No.
Just check. Now it's visible.
No, ma'am.
सुरू झालं तर तुझं तुझं होऊ दे मग बोलू आपण.
हे बघा आपलं
हॅलो
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
काय
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Visible. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Okay, please, dear students, please mute yourself because I'm listening so much of chaos around you, some news and something. Okay, so please, I will unmute you after the end of my session. Okay, so let us start. We don't have enough time. So as per the request of the students, I'm starting with the unit number 4. It's my sincere try so that all my batches will go through the theory session revision as well as some practical aspects. So these are the points which we are looking in some of the sessions. So today I'm going to start with the education. So basically, whenever you are seeing, so my request is everybody should refer a data sheet, and whenever you are referring a data sheet, you will see that ADC block is over here. Why I'm showing this block? So that you people should always remember there are the two boxes or the two types of ADC, ADC 0 and ADC 1. So that I have just highlighted this block. And another important thing is ADC functional diagram. So whenever you are seeing ADC functional diagram, you should know that ADC control register plays important role to generate a clock. Okay, these are the channels. Now I have showed it over here from AD0 to AD.7, but apart from this AD1, our channels are also there from the ADC1. Okay, and then all these registers comes into the picture, which gives you the data. Okay, so after conversion, where you are going to get the data, it may be a global data register, it may be a data register, status register. Everybody knows that we are only monitoring the status after the conversion, and interrupt enable register is always available when we are doing the ADC program in a interrupt mode. So as we have seen two types of ADC program, one is simple polling and another one is the interrupt one. So basically the features of the ADC, everybody should remember that it's a 10-bit ADC and it is having a type of successive approximation. Okay. Input multiplexing, I'm not repeating, everybody knows the pin has a multifunctionality. So ADC 0, we are having only the 6 channels, and from ADC 1, we are having the 8 pins. We can work in a power down mode also. 10-bit conversion time, this is the constraint given by this LPC214, that it should be the greater than equal to 2.44 microseconds. Very important beauty of our online ADC is it is having a burst conversion mode for a single or multiple input. So burst conversion, I'm repeating it. Burst conversion means multiple time you can access the particular pin and you can check that multiple conversions on that. Whereas the single conversion, you can start a bit, then whatever the conversion result is there, we are going to update. And we are using in our programming also single mode, not burst mode. Okay. And it has a facility of a timer conversion as well. So you can start the conversion after that. This is very important, that the clock which we required is a 45 megahertz is the max. So you can use a 3 megahertz also, but 4.5 megahertz we require the clock. And the clock is given by what? Clock is given by our PCLK. So the PCLK is further divided, okay, and clock D plus 1, and then we are getting the conversion clock. Fine. Fully accurate conversion requires 11 clock cycles. This is also important, but you can vary this whenever you are going to use a control register of ADC. This is very important formula which I am sharing. How do we calculate the step size? Step size is an important factor in the ADC conversion. So VDDA minus VSSA and divided by 1024. So our reference voltage, suppose it's a 3.3 volt and this ground is a 0 volt, then divided by 1024 is a 3.22 millivolt is our step size. So for 0, 0 we are getting this result. One step size means this value, and when you are doing a full conversion with reference to your reference voltage 3.3, then you are getting this. This is means what? The 10-bit result is there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All these 10 bits are 1, 1. So we are getting our result as a 3FF, 0, 3FF in our practical. Next is this block diagram. So as I've told, PCLK is divided by the clock D plus 1, and that maximum frequency you can get it as a 4.5 megahertz, and successive approximation is the internal ADC or the ADC type which we are using, and it gives us a result as a 10-bit output format, and I have already explained this formula. So this is very important, students. So fine. So I'm not going to deal with this all the pins, but you should know that which pins we are going to use. So in our practical session, we have used a P0.29. So P0.29 means AD0.2 we are using. So why you should remember this pin? So this pin is very much important, because in a programming, you should write a pin select register for this particular pin number. So I'm just concentrating on this AD0.2. Actually, this is pin number 14 that we should require, out of which channel, which number of a pin. Okay. Now, these are the different registers which are deal with our ADC. So control register, global register, out of the status register, interrupt enable register. Out of this, when we are using a ADC channel 2, we are going to use. Okay. So when you are going to use an ADC,
keyboard ko kya kiya tuna?
Then we are getting the convergence. Students, please unmute.
Yeah, good luck fixing that back, GG.
So you are going to use this AD0.2 data register, where you are getting the conversion result after this. So control register is important for our purpose. When we are dealing with the programming, if you are using a global data register, then only one data register is available, a GDR. Okay, but when you are using the data register, as per the selection of a channel, you should choose the particular data register. I hope this much is clear. Now the ADC control register comes into the picture. So these bits are very much important. So the select means which particular channel you are selecting. Clock D means how much this 8 to 15. These 7 bits are reserved for the clock D, right? The burst mode you can choose by this particular bit. Then this clock field gives you the how much number of clock bits you required, right? Then power down mode, whenever you want to use a power down mode. Start of conversion we need to give, okay? And these is 24, 25, 26 bits are reserved. I'm again coming to this register in detail when we are going to load the particular value into it. And edge means whether you are going to use a falling edge, rising edge, or whether you want to do the ADC conversion based on particular capture or the match signal. Like this, the particular bits are defined in the ADC, AD0CR or AD1CR. And this is very important register. Again, we are going to deal in detail with this. Now, please remember the burst mode. As I have told that ADC conversion, repeated conversion can happen, and at the rate which is selected by the clock field. Okay, so whenever you are doing the conversion, suppose the first conversion, you have to start with the least significant bit of the cell field, and then eventually you should go towards the MSB field. So whenever you are going to make it as a 0, this particular burst mode, then this conversion is controlled by the software. Otherwise, the conversion can be done like this. So the burst mode is also important. Fine. Next is a status register. We are not dealing with the status register because which particular done bit is giving you the result, and this we are not monitoring. But these are the particular bits which are used in the done bit. This your status register bit. Another field which you are seeing over here is overrun. So actually this comes when you are using a burst mode only, not a single mode. Because what happens when you are doing a burst mode, it may happen that some of the conversion is missing, and then that will be generally eventually that it raise the particular type of error, and then the particular overrun is set. Like this the whole scenario is. And ADINT, this is related with the interrupt flag or the interrupt mode. ADC data register, as I have stated earlier, you can get the result of any of the from any of these two registers, either a data register or from a global data register. So result bit is where, so 0 to 5 we don't have anything over here. These bits are results. So actually whenever you have done the conversion, you will get the 10-bit result from a bit 6 onwards till bit 15. So we are generally concentrate on this. So somebody wants to do, suppose the programming by checking whether the overrun is happen in the burst mode. Suppose you have used the burst mode, then you can monitor this bit to track the error. And the done bit is obviously the conversion. So what is our main aim? When we are doing a polling method, you have to poll this bit. And once the bit is a set, then and then only you have to capture this 10 bits from this in bits. Okay. On the similar aspect, the global data register is over there. Only the channel selection is available. Channel selection means 0 to 8 which channel you are going to check. This also is reflected over here along with the result, overrun and the done bit. Okay. So global start register. Now if you see over here, I have elaborated. This is another register with the ADC. Okay. So the select line burst mode. So what exactly the burst mode, where you are getting the channel bits and everything is elaborated over here. ADC interfacing, you have already gone through this. So why I'm showing the interfacing diagram? So whenever in a practical ADC interfacing is there, so your first job is to draw the interfacing diagram based on which pin you have selected to take the or to connect the ADC and everything. And it is obviously as per the specification of the board. And you are displaying the result on LCD, or you can display the result on the UART. These are the two choices with you. I'm just elaborating a pin connect block over here because the first step of the programming itself is when you are selecting the particular pin, you have to activate that. So pin connect block is important when you are doing a programming. And as per the primary function or first alternate function or second alternate function, you have to fill the data in the pin select X register. So pin select 0, pin select 1 and pin select 2. Now when we are dealing with the P0.28, P0.29 pins, then obviously we are going to use a pin select 1. So I have showed this. So everybody knows that pin select 0 monitors which pin select 1 monitors which particular pins, and pin select 2 monitors which particular pins. Okay. So P0.0, again this is a small revision for you people. Pin select 0, P0.0 to P0.15. Again the two bits are reserved, okay, because pin select register is a 32-bit register, so 16 into 2, 32. On similar line, P0.16 to P0.31. So suppose we are using a P0.29, so which particular, you just do the calculation, and you just tell me that what value should be loaded in a pin select 1 based on the P0.29 pin which we are going to use for the ADC. Okay, so I have showed you this diagram. So P0.29 comes over here. So this 0 0, this is going to be controlled by this two. So this is 0 0, and this is 0 1, and this 0 0. So 0 0 1 0 0 is a 4. So 0 4 0 0, like this you can load the value in the pin select register. So as I have stated earlier, your first step is to select the pin function using pin select. Okay, so if you are using which P0.28 you are using or P0.29, as per that this value is going to be changed like this. So you have to load in the value into pin select. The next step is configure the AD0CR, because the control register is a very important register which gives a start of conversion pulse, which gives our the how many clock we require to complete the conversion, whether we are using the power down mode, which particular age we are selecting, and all. So based on that you have to select this. So the last, so everybody please, you just by heart this pin. So select is nothing but the 0 to 7. So which particular channel you are using, based on that you have to deal with this. So suppose we are using the channel number 1. So AD0.1 you have to use. So AD0.1 means which value you have to load. You have to load which value. So channel 0, this value. Channel 1, which value, this. So it's not start from the 0. So when 1, this bit is 1. When 2, this bit is 1. Like this you have to remember. So 1, 2, 4, 8, like this you have to put the values on the in the select bits. So now we have confirmed this as a 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0. Clock div. So the clock div is a what? ADC clock is nothing but our PCLK divided by clock div plus 1. So everybody knows that 60 megahertz from this CCLK we have derived this 15 megahertz, and you have to do this calculation. So the clock div is a 4. Okay, and this 4 value you are going to load in this clock div. So 8 to 15. So total 8 bits we have to load. So this value should be loaded in this, in these particular bits. I'm not selecting the burst mode. Okay, so the burst mode is a 0. Next is how many clocks you require for the conversion. That also you can mention. So if you want to use all 11 clock cycles, then you have to put it over here 0 0. Please remember this is a reversed one. It's not like that maximum clock cycles, so you should load 1 1. So maximum clock cycles you should load the minimum value 0 0. Like this you have to remember these values to be loaded in this particular. Then the power down mode, we generally prefer we are using a power down mode only. Okay, then the start of conversion we have to give age selection, your falling age or the rising age you can choose as per your requirement. And then the start of conversion, we generally use a start now. So no start, this is regarding the match value or the capture mode, right? So we are not dealing with the compare capture mode, so we are just dealing with the immediate start. So we should load the value as a 0 0 1. And these are the for this specification. So may external tell you to change this specification and to find the values in the AD0CR when you are there in a for the practical viva. And so the perfect word which you have getting to load the value is over here, is like this as per the specification given over here. Okay, so our second step has been finished. We have done with the control register. Now the next step is we are going to read the status of the ADC, whether the conversion has done or not. So as I have stated earlier, you can always monitor the done bit. So which register you are choosing, based on that you are going to use a done bit. Okay, and apparently if you want to check the overrun bit, then you can check it, otherwise no need for that, right? So you can go with the status register as well, or you can just go with your data register, fine. So conversion result you will get in the data field of the data register and the global data register from here 6 to 15. So only the user job is to take those bits toward the LSB side, and to, because we require masking in the program, fine. I guess I have completed the things properly. The earlier slide were repeated, so I have just skipped that slide. So this is the brief your algorithm. So as I have told, we are getting the conversion result in either AD0 if you are using channel number 1, then DR1. Now here AD0 DR2 channel number 2, and the Your 10-bit conversion results start from the 6-bit onward. So you have to shift the bits towards the LSB side. Okay. And then as per the LCD requirement, we require always the value which is displayed on the LCD is in ASCII hex format. So even though you are getting the 0, then you should make sure that you are going to add it 30 into it so that your result is a 30. If you want to display 6, then you have to add the 30 so that it's a 36. Like this, you have to do the conversion to display this on the LCD. Okay. So now the next part is a programming of ADC. As I have stated earlier, you can do the ADC program based on where you want to display the result, whether it is on a normal LCD or whether it is on a UART. So ADC experiment, the first data line, control line and everything you have to select. I'm not going in a detail with the LCD programming because I understood that you should write the main 4 logics at least. One is the LCD initialization, next one is the delay routine, next one is the LCD data. That function you have to write based on your RS, RW and enable, right? And next is the LCD command. Okay. So where you are again going to use a RS, RW and enable along with the different commands which are required with the LCD. So these 4 routines everybody should know about the LCD. And my sincere request, whichever the time you are having, please just go through the LCD UART program. But because these are the heart of all the programs, everywhere you require to display the result by using this tool. Okay. So moving towards the next, I just wanted to show you this directly the main program. Main program is this. We are going to use first the pin select. We have done this. Okay. These are related with our LCD program, so we are going to skip it. Now these are the specification. Based on this we have found the CR. Now AD0 CR is or equal to 1, which is shifted by 24. This is the logic where you are going to use a start of conversion. You can write an alternate statement also where you have already written this in whenever you are doing the lab sessions. So first step is you have to give a start of conversion. So start of conversion is a 24th bit of your control register. So you have to make it 1. Fine. Why you have to make it 1? Why not 0? So everybody now, I hope it is understood by you. Once the start of conversion has started, then immediately you are going to check whether the conversion has done or not. So channel 2 is there. So you are going to check whether your done bit, the status of done bit. So the done bit is the last bit. So we are masking it with this value. Okay. Because this is 1, 0, 0. This is 8. And once you are seeing this, that okay, this done bit is a 1. Means if it is a not 1, then you should be remain over here. Once it is a 1, then you have to quit this loop and you have to, whatever the result is there, you have to take it from AD0DR2 into the user defined variable. Okay. And next you are going to shift it towards the 6 times towards the your right side, right? So that you will get your conversion result, and you are going to mask it with the 3FF, so that only you are going to concentrate on the 10 bits of the result. And then you are going to do this conversion. Everybody knows this is the nibble, your particular digit separation logic. And as I have earlier stated, you have to add 30 so that ASCII hex value which we required to display on the LCD, we have converted this. Okay. So like this particular value you are going to give it to the LCD data routine. So this is a program which explained clearly about the LCD, LCD result, or you are going to display the result on the LCD for the ADC conversion. And the another program which I'm showing to you, I hope this is also visible. This is the last thing. So we can display the result using the UART also. So UART, everybody should remember this LCR, DLL, okay? And this, again, I'm taking one day session on the UART. So you can, again, we will have a revision of the UART also, but only the UART initialization is very important. And as we are going to transmit the thing, so transmit character logic, everybody should by heart, okay? So this is the other routine which you require. And eventually you are going to transfer the particular conversion result of the ADC. Okay, so this conversion result is okay. So now as we have seen that we are going to display that for particular hex value, what would be the analog value. So this is the logic for this, which we have not done in the LCD. So this we have done in a UART program. Along with the hex value, we are going to display the particular voltage also, analog voltage also. So after you displaying the analog voltage, the corresponding converted hex value also we are going to display on the UART. So I guess this is the UART program, and we are using the same logic for this. So difference between the UART program and the LCD program is only one, that here we are not going to add a 30 and everything, because that logic we are using only with the LCD program. We are only going to shift the data value which we have got, and that value only we are going to display it on the UART. So we are not going to add anything over here. Fine. So this gives you the clear idea about the UART display of the result on the UART using the our ADC programming. Fine. So I hope you are knowing this detail. So I'm not going in detail with this how the UART initialization has been done and everything. So this is a ADC description. I'm not going to take immediately to the DAC. I want to just execute the DAC program for you people so that you can understand the DAC as well, which is not the syllabus. Right? So we have seen in this today's session, we have started from the features of the ADC. We have seen everything about the architectural, where the block is, okay, the functional diagram of the ADC. And very important discussion we have done is on the different types of registers which are involved in the ADC programming. So the conclusion of our lecture is this: whenever you are doing ADC, the three important registers which you have to concentrate is control register, data register. If you are going with the global data register, then you can use it. So basically, when you have done or you have complete understanding of a control register, then eventually everything has been completed in the control register only. And you should know that how many clock cycles are required, how the clock has been, your clock is given in the control register, because obviously it is a value, whichever you are getting, it's converted into the hex, and then you are going to put it into the control register. So this one is only a tricky part. Okay, the rest of the things are very simple. So you have to remember this particular thing in the control register. So I'm just again repeating for 1 minute. This is the selection bits. So this is important based on the channel. Clock division, the second point is very important, and please you concentrate on this, that this value, even though when you are considering 4.5 also, you have to choose over here 4.5, you do the calculation, and then whichever the value is there, its hex value you have to load it at this position. So generally the student failed to give this answer, that how the ADC clock selection is done. If this is the question asked, then eventually you have to give this answer. Okay. And the burst mode, everything is very important. They will ask you why you have not used burst mode. If you are going to use a burst mode, then which things I have to change in the program, right? There is a facility when you are doing a single conversion to check overrun, then eventually you have to tell no, overrun is not required for the single conversion mode. Okay, so like this you have to give the answers, right? And the start of conversion, which are the various ways for it. Like this the question will be asked in the oral. So now I'm going to stop the sharing of my screen, and I'm going to unmute all my students. Okay, and if you have any doubts regarding this, please raise it. Anything which you want I should explain, you people, you please tell me. Yes, Arno?
Yes, ma'am.
So I guess ADC is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, anybody?
Ma'am, will you please repeat about channel selection in ADC?
Okay, so who had asked the question?
Manas.
Okay, Manas, I will again repeat it. Let me again collect some queries so that collectively I will just again address those. Anybody else has,
Okay, ma'am.
please? Yes, quickly, students.
Yes, ma'am. Can you explain about the clock division? Like, I didn't get it
Okay,
clearly.
I will again explain the clock division. Fine. Or the two things I have to concentrate. So again, we are just running out of time. So if the meanwhile, if the session is interrupted, then again I will give you the code. But quickly, I will again just sharing the screen, and I'm just explain you this. So the first query is about the channel selection. So basically, everybody should know all these two things are controlling by the control register only. So whenever we are going to use a channel selection, let us say that we want to go with the channel number 1. Okay, so now, or in our lab session we have done the channel number 2. So channel number 2 means this value you have to load in the select value. Are you getting my point? Suppose you are going with the
Ma'am, we cannot see your
Ma'am, can
screen.
you start sharing the PPT again of channels?
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry to disturb. We
okay,
can't see
you're
your
not
screen.
getting this. Okay, so wait. I guess the session is going to be interrupted. Okay.
Ma'am, we can log on to the same link again. It's not an issue.
No, I have to just share. Are you able to see this?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes. Yes.
It is visible.
So please, student, understand whichever the channel you are selecting, no, suppose channel number 0, so you shouldn't give 000. You should give 1. Okay. So when you are going
Okay.
to select the channel number 1, then you have to give this 10.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
whenever you are going for channel number 2, so 2, then 4, it shouldn't be 3.
Okay.
Acha.
Okay.
So this value 00000 100, this value we have to load in this select bit. Are you getting my point, Manas?
Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Getting.
Okay, next
So
point
it is
is
2 raised.
now you can remember like this. I'm telling you this. This is 2.
Okay, ma'am.
Generally, we are using AD0.2 only, so this is the value. In our programming also, we have done the same only. You please see our sheets. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when we are going for the clock division basically everybody should remember that PCLK is going to be used is divided by the clock div value plus 1. Okay, so ultimately
Okay.
what we want to calculate the clock div. So what would be the formula? The formula you have to rearrange. So ADC clock, we are assuming that it's a 3 megahertz. Okay, but
Yes.
what is the range is required range is it should be the less than 4.5 megahertz. So in our lab session, we have considered that the ADC clock is a 3 megahertz. Okay. So when we are arranging this, the clock div value is like this: PCLK divided by ADC clock minus 1, and so you got the value as a 4. And its conversion value you have to load it over here. Are you getting my point?
Ma'am, why is it less than why should it be less than 4.5 megahertz?
Because it is a requirement. If you read the data sheet, no, if you are going to read the data sheet, it is the feature is only mentioned over there that the value should be less than or equal to 4.5 megahertz. Are you getting?
Okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We cannot take it as a 5 megahertz. It should be less. So whenever our board has been designed, they have mentioned it as a 3.0 megahertz. So we are considering by this value we have done the calculation.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Rohit.
Ma'am, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, students, so thank you so much for your listening patiently. So I hope I tried my best to cover all the things in a stipulated time, and tomorrow we are again going to meet with some different points. So my sincere request, please you go through all these things and please you do the revision. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And if any doubts are there, Arnav will just give me this doubts of the students. Please you forward so that I can just
Yes, ma'am.
share my views on this. Okay. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much.
Sure.
T5 students are there. I'm very thankful. T7 students, and thank you Arnav, he's taking very good initiative and he's just giving all the messages to you. Thank you so much. So
Thank you,
tomorrow
ma'am.
again we will meet with the different sessions. Fine. So this
Okay,
is
ma'am.
our
Thank you so
third
much.
revision session. So as per your request, I have planned. So if something, if I'm just not keeping with your expectation, please tell me so that I can modify my presentation. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye, students. Bye.
Thank you.